Hey guys, so I got a message on my YouTube page from Fresh as Flowers, and she said, "I'd definitely like to see you talk about your top 10 favorite characters of all time. Can be from any medium, book, film, and or TV series, smiley face." So, I'm going to do that. That's what this video is. However, I'm going to do it slightly different than maybe what normally people would do with top 10. Because, normally with a top 10 video, they go, well, number 10 is my least favorite, number 9 I like a little more, number 8 I like a little more, number 7, yada yada, all the way get down to number 1. And then number 1 is like, oh, this is my 100%, hands down, favorite character of all, and all of the rest are great, but not as great as number 1. No, I'm not going to do that. Because honestly, I couldn't really say that I like these characters, like one of these characters more than the other. I'm just going to say that out of the genres that I pick here, and I picked 10, out of the genres, this is my favorite character out of that. So, here we go. So again, in no real particular order, the first thing that we're going to start with is pre-existing comic book heroes. For me, that's easy, and I'm sure a lot of you already know this. It would be the Beast. The Beast is my favorite comic book hero that's been around for a long time. As I said, pre-existing. What is it about the Beast that I love? I love the duality of the character. He is both brains and bronze, and on top of that, he's also, loving and caring and sweet. And then you look at the, I wouldn't say alter ego, but the Age of Apocalypse, the Dark Beast, who is my favorite pre-existing comic book villain. The Dark Beast is just one of the most evil motherfuckers there could ever be. He is a monster. I know that the Beast himself, he already looks like a monster, but no. The Dark Beast is just as evil gets. He's maniacal, conniving. He's basically, if you think evil mad scientist, that is Dark Beast. And I love the difference between the two, because the regular Beast is also a scientist, but he's very sweet and nice and loving. Yes, he can pick up a car and throw it like it's nothing, but he's also gentle and all that stuff. So, pre-existing comic book characters, the Beast is my favorite. And of course, as bad guys go, the Beast is also my favorite. Next up, gonna talk about favorite video game character ensemble. So I had to think about this one for a little bit. I went with Borderlands. I love the character ensemble with Borderlands. The characters are friggin' hilarious. I mean, the dialogue is just spot on. When they tell a joke, you laugh because it's funny. It really is genuinely funny. I love it. I love the writing. I love all the characters. If I was going to pick one character out of the whole, all of the characters, Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and then Borderlands the pre-sequel, my favorite character, I would think right now, is probably Sir Hammerlock. I love Sir Hammerlock. I don't know. He's just funny to me. He's very droll, British sense of humor. If they were to make a live action movie out of Borderlands, which I'm sure somebody probably is working on it. I don't know at this moment. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But if they were, and they were going to put Sir Hammerlock in the movie, I would say John Cleese. You give him the mustache, the monocle, robot arm, robot leg. Done. I love it. I love Borderlands. It always makes me laugh. Next up, favorite book That's an easy one. Actually, there's two favorites, but they go hand in hand, so there you go. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Those two books I've read so many times. Just absolutely adore the books, and easily my favorite character out of the series would be the Cheshire Cat. Now, I was thinking about it, and I think really my favorite adaptation would be American McGee's Alice, and the second one, Madness Returns. I absolutely love it. I love the darkness to it. I love the writing, and of course, I love the Cheshire Cat. And anybody that knows me, they know that I kind of have a thing for kitty cats. There's one right there. She's not dead, I promise. She's just laying there. Yeah. See? She moved her head. Yeah. Yeah, I love the Cheshire Cat. He's my favorite character. So there we go. That's it. Yeah. Favorite character from my favorite book, Cheshire Cat from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Although he was only in, I believe he was only in Through the Looking Glass. Next, favorite character from an animated, an anime. Favorite character from an anime. See, I just kind of randomly picked all these little topics, and I was like, fuck it, I like this character. I like this character. So, favorite character from an anime series, TV series. The TV series that I picked would be Dragon Ball Z. And favorite character, Piccolo. Always loved Piccolo. Love Piccolo. Why? I don't know. I guess I just love alien characters. I don't know, but I like Piccolo. I really like Goku. I like Goku because of his 100% positive, can-do attitude. Man, you know, the going has gotten tough, but we can do it, guys. But I just love Piccolo more. I don't know. Maybe I like green. I really don't, but maybe that's what it is. I have no idea what it is. Favorite, I guess we'll go with favorite alien from a movie, series, or anything like that. The Predator. Love the Predator. I looked into the lore of the species, and I believe they're called Yautja, and I love the Predator. The Predator movie, 1987, Schwarzenegger, and what's his name? Carl Weathers, yeah, and Jesse the Body, Bill Duke, Sonny Landham. I can't remember the other two guys' names. Sorry, but I can't. Love the Predator. Big, huge monster, alien monster. Physically much more powerful, much faster, stronger, better endurance than any human probably could ever have. And then on top of that, they use light bending technology to virtually turn invisible, but they're not exactly invisible. Bending light does not really make you 100% invisible, but they did a really good job with it. I don't know. I just love the Predator. I love the whole idea behind him. You know, the species. I had read it that the level of technology that they had in the movies, that was not originally their tech. That they found another alien species, and they saw that they had all this technology, and they eventually overpowered them, and they took it, and they were like, oh, screw it, you know what, we can turn invisible? Fuck yeah. 7.5 foot tall alien that can lift up, you know, a tree trunk like it's nothing, and now he's invisible? Yeah. Pretty scary. So, there we go on that. Next thing I thought of was, what would be my favorite video game from the 1980s era? This is the NES, or possibly Sega, if you had it. I had a Sega growing up. I didn't have an NES, but my friend, well, actually almost all my friends, they had an NES. Favorite video game from that era, River City Ransom. Loved River City Ransom. If you don't know it, I mean, you should know it, but if you don't, the storyline is you got two guys, Alex and Ryan. They're the heroes. The main hero is Alex, and then Ryan is, I don't know if he's his brother, or I guess he's just his friend or something like that. Essentially what they did was they made these two characters, and, you know, 80s, so they're pixelated and all that stuff. They made them look like 1950 greaser macho guy, whatever. And to make things easy for them, they put Alex in a white t-shirt with blue jeans, and so they didn't have to, I guess, spend too much time coloring things. They took Ryan and just gave him a blue shirt and white jeans. So essentially they just flopped the colors. That was it. The faces do look different, but not all that much. It's really just the eyes. The hair is slightly different between the two, but again, not that much. Okay, so what's the storyline? Alex is going to, I believe it's River City High. That's the city that they live in, River City. He's going to a school, and his girlfriend gets kidnapped. And why? Well, because the main bad guy is an asshole. That's really all there is to it. Why did they kidnap her? They didn't really have to. They just did. So the whole time you go around beating the shit out of all these random bad guys that, you know, they're just there for you. They're just walking punching bags for you. That's it. You just run around and fly through the air doing jumping kicks and just beat the shit out of them. And during the game, you can like go to bookshops and learn new skills. I remember the greatest skill in the game to have was called Grand Slam. It's crazy that I remember all this shit from the 80s, but it was the Grand Slam, and what that did was you could pick up weapons and you could hit people with them, but when you hit them, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Doesn't matter what the weapon is. You can hit them with a stick, you can hit them with a trash can, but it's 1, 2, 3. And if you learn Grand Slam, then it goes like it's like a machine gun. You hit them like 8 times in a second. So yeah, you just wreck people once you get that. And also, one of the first video games that I remember from the 80s that had partial nudity, because you could take a sauna and they would show your butt. There you go. So was it absolutely necessary to have that in the game? Not even remotely, but they did it, so good on them. Next up, 1980s cartoons. I was sitting there thinking, who are some of my favorite characters? And I came up with 2. And thankfully, they're in 2 different, but painfully similar TV shows, but they are different. First, Transformers. All right. So, 1980s. What was my favorite thing about the Transformers? Easy. Soundwave. Love Soundwave. Soundwave is the shit. The one thing that, as a kid, when I was a kid, I loved robots. I don't know why, I just loved robots. My first comic book character that I ever actually liked wasn't the Beast, it was Iron Man. Why did I like Iron Man? Because I actually thought he was a robot when I was very young. I didn't know it was a guy in a suit. I thought he was a robot. I don't know, I like robots. Then I learned he was a guy in a suit, and I was like, fuck him. And I was like, ooh, who are these X-Men? But with the Transformers, they are robots. They're robots in disguise. And I loved Soundwave. And I think the greatest thing, well, obviously the thing that set him apart from all of the other Transformers, Decepticons and Autobots, Insecticons, Dinobots, Constructicons, whatever bots, I don't know. There was like 19 million of them. The thing that separated him, actually there was 2 things that separated him. One was the voice. Everybody loves the voice. Soundwave's voice is just awesome. And 2, the personality. See, all of the other characters, all of the Decepticons, all of the Autobots, they very clearly have personalities. The Optimus Prime he's easy. He's the leader. He's the guy that when the going gets tough, you can always count on Optimus. He won't let you down. Megatron, it's in his name. He's megalomaniacal. He wants to take over the world. Why? I don't know. He just wants to. It's stupid. Don't bother doing that. That gives you more problems, not solutions. Starscream. This sniveling little conniving little bastard that always wants to undermine Megatron, and he really wants to take his place, but all of the Decepticons know he's a bitch and he can't do anything right. In fact, honestly, I don't know why the hell they kept him alive. They should have just killed his ass, but they never did. But these guys all have strong personalities. These personalities that like define essentially who they are. Soundwave doesn't have that. He is, in fact, a robot. Everything is it's monotone with him. He does not get angry. He does not get sad. He does not get happy. He's a fucking robot. So it's like they can sit there and say, Soundwave, you just won $10 million. Okay. Soundwave, you got to go in there and kill an entire basket full of kittens. Okay. That's the level that he has. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. That's what I loved about Soundwave, is that, hey, out of all these guys, there's actually a robot here. I don't know. To me, that was just really cool. So, another show from the 80s, cartoon from the 80s that I really liked as a kid, which was very similar, but still different enough, was G.I. Joe. Again, good guys, bad guys. So, with, the Transformers, you got the Autobots, the good guys, and the Decepticons, the bad guys. With G.I. Joe, you got the G.I. Joes, and then you got Cobra. So, favorite character from G.I. Joe? Honestly, my favorite character was Storm Shadow. I love Ninja. I've always loved Ninja. I've studied about them for many, many years. I love Ninja. Now, he was a very underplayed character, which, honestly, if you're going to go by what a traditional ninja would be, it would be that somebody that you do not actually see him doing shit. One very common misconception about ninja, now I'm going into a fucking history lesson here, very common misconception about ninja is that, oh yes, they were assassins. No, they weren't. They weren't. That's not what they did. They were spies, yes. They were, information gatherers, yes. Assassins? No, they weren't. That's really not what they did. But a lot of people, if you are considered a shadow warrior, somebody who fights in the night, somebody who fights without being seen and all that stuff, well, then you're seen as being either cowardly or just an assassin. No, that's not what they were, but whatever. I liked Storm Shadow. I liked the fact that you have the two characters, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Now, honestly, I fucking hated Snake Eyes. The reason why I hated Snake Eyes is because everybody else in the world loved Snake Eyes. And it's like, Snake Eyes this, Snake Eyes that. And I was like, shut the fuck up about Snake Eyes. I don't care. But you got the two characters. Storm Shadow is the bad guy. Snake Eyes is the good guy. Storm Shadow wears white. Snake Eyes wears black. I always thought, well, that's kind of different. They just went the exact opposite way of what you would expect. Kind of hard to get a read on Storm Shadow's personality. He was very much just, you know what? I want to kill Snake Eyes. That's really all I want to do. He didn't really have too much else in his life. So, that's kind of it. But I love Ninja. So, he's a really badass character. And Scott Zillner has the tattoo on his forearm of their clan, which, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes were both from the same ninja clan called the Arashikage. What does Arashikage mean? What does it translate to in English from Japanese? What is it? It means Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow's name is Storm Shadow, and the name of the clan that they're from in English is Storm Shadow. Good writing. Okay, moving on. The next would be my favorite villain. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, I already know what this is, and you probably do. It would be the greatest Lord of the Sith, and there's going to be some of you that really disagree with me, but I don't fucking care. Fine. Think whoever you think is. My personal favorite and my hero, Darth Vader. I love Darth Vader. Darth Vader is such a fantastic bad guy. Why is he such a great bad guy? Because he's written so well. And you can sit there and say, okay, well, how is it that he's, how is he written so well that makes him different from a lot of other bad guys? Well, here's the thing. He doesn't think he's a bad guy. He doesn't. He doesn't get up from his meditation chamber and sit there and say, well, let's go do evil today. No. He believes that he's not doing evil at all. He believes that he is, in fact, in the right in everything that he does. Darth Vader and Doctor Doom are parallel characters. They're very, very, very much similar. He believes that everything that he's doing is essentially for the good of the universe, because during the 3 Star Wars movie, yes, there's only 3. Well, no, actually there's 5, because there was the 2 Ewok movies as well. I'll count those. But that's it, nothing else. During those Star Wars movies, the Empire, they were running the show. They were the law. So the rebels, Luke, and Han, and Chewie, and Leia, and the droids, and Wedge Antilles, and all of these guys, Lando Calrissian, not in the first one, but in the second and third, all these guys, technically, they're the bad guys. That's why they're called the rebels. They're going up against the government. If you see the government as being the good guys, then the rebels would be the bad guys. And Vader believes that the Empire, for whatever flaws it has, is still right. It's the right way to do things. It's the right way to get things done. So that's what makes him such a great villain, in that he does not think that he's doing evil. He never sees himself as doing evil. In his mind, he is a hero. He's called the Emperor's fist, I believe, or the Emperor's hand. It's one or the other. I can't remember, but and he's out there doing all the dirty work, but he's doing it because he believes, well, it has to be done, and I'm the guy to do it. So let's get this shit done. When I'm done doing whatever it is that I'm doing, the universe will be a better place for it. So, wow. Kind of makes you think, huh? I love that in a character. He's my favorite bad guy, even though he's not really a bad guy, but he's my favorite bad guy ever. And the last one I'm going to go over is favorite non-pre-existing comic book characters. That would be my characters, the characters that I have created. The main characters that I worked on to create for LA Crazy Town are the Wendigo, Case, and Mishi Bijou. These characters are all, they have, similarities, but at the same time they're all different. And what they really are is they are facets of me. I made all of these characters to be certain parts of me. So when I, write things for them, I don't look at it and sit there and say, oh, well, some guy just said this. What would Case say? No, I think to myself, what would I say? Because he's a part of me. It's an aspect of Chris. So I love my characters more than any other character. I love my characters more than I love all of the other characters that I've listed in this little list here. Because my characters are me. And I understand my characters because I've had 15 billion years as me. so I've grown to know who I am and what I like. All of the things that make these characters who they are things that I like, you know? Except for Case with one thing. Case is an avid painter. It hasn't been brought up too much in the comic books, if at all, but yes, he's actually a very avid painter. I can't paint for shit. I wish I could, though. So, you know, it kind of is something about me. But yeah, that's my little top 10 list. Again, not the way that you would normally do a top 10 list, but then again, I don't like doing things the way that people normally like to do them. I like to do it my own way. So there we go. Fresh as Flowers, thank you very much for asking this, and I hope you guys appreciate what I did here, what I came up with. I worked on it a little bit to try to figure out, you know, different genres, different things, go over as many different things as I possibly could with all this video. So yeah, that's that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, you know, keep tuning in to my YouTube channel. Hopefully I'll be able to make tons and tons and tons of great videos, and you guys will love them, and we'll all be best friends, and the world will be a better place. Okay? Okay, good. So that is it. Love you guys. Love y'all. Mwah. Big kiss. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.